Hello, students, and welcome to another Tech Thursday with Sherman. I hope you enjoyed your 3-day weekend. For today's topic, we're going to talk about some tips to help you out with Google Docs. Okay, here I am in Google Docs. The first thing you always want to do is name your document. Today I'm going to write a biography. So the first feature I want to show you is our speech to text feature. Sometimes I like to talk out my words rather than type them. So if I go up here to Tools, and there's a little guy called Voice Typing, or you see the keyboard commands here as well. So I select Voice Typing. No, it doesn't automatically work, right? So right now I'm talking, but there's no words happening. Let's go ahead and click here, and I'm going to start writing my biography. Sherman was born in a small town called Silver City, New Mexico, period. It was a dark and stormy night in 1981, period. Her mother had been pregnant for 9 months. 9 long months this child did not want to come out, period. And when you want to stop, I just clicked the mic again to stop. So this is a way that you can dictate your words without having to type them. So everybody has it. It's under Tools again, and it's Voice Typing. Now let's go into a couple other things. Spelling and grammar. Please, 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 let's get another please. Please make sure to check your spelling before you turn it in. This is a good habit to get into anytime. So you don't have to select the document. All you have to do is go to Tools, Spelling and Grammar, and I want it to check. Show all of those. Great. It looks good. So if you had something wrong, okay, so it wants to change it to want. Yes, so these are your options. You can ignore it. Maybe it's slang, or maybe it didn't recognize your name. That always happens to me. I want to go ahead and accept it, and it'll correct it. So that is spelling and grammar. What about language options? Let's say I want to translate my whole document into a different language, or maybe I wrote my paper in a different language and I want to translate that to English. So what you can do here is you can go back to Tools, Translate Document, and what language do I want to translate my document into? Okay, Japanese. I'm going to hit Japanese, and lo and behold, my document is now in Japanese. Okay, let's show you another feature that Google Docs has. Let's say you're writing a research paper and your teacher has asked you to use quotes from any articles or any resources you find using the MLA citation. What? Sounds so hard. Okay, let's see what tools we have. Okay, here's an article about Kamala Harris and who she was escorted by. I'm going to use the first sentence here. I'm going to copy this sentence. So it's very important, kiddos, when you are copying a sentence, you want to use a citation. Otherwise, it's plagiarism. We don't want that. So I've copied this sentence. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it into my document using quotes. Now that I have this, I'm going to select my quote. I'm going to go to Tools, and I'm going to do citations. So there's a couple different ways you can cite, MLA, APA. So we want to use MLA. And I'm going to add my citation source. So this was a website. Okay, who is the author? Let's see who the author was. I'm going to go back here. Okay, now that I've entered the author's first name and last name, what was the title there? What was the website title? It was CNN. The URL is this thing right up here. So it's the web address. I'm going to copy that, put that here. So what was the year? This was 2021. You can usually find the date up at the top or at the bottom, and the day I accessed it. So what happens is sometimes things disappear online. So we want to go ahead and put the day that we accessed it, and I'm going to add that citation source. Cite. Okay, so the moment I hit cite, it cites it in my actual document. So that's good for insight. If your teacher wants a bibliography, from here, you can just create a bibliography page, and then you can copy and paste, and it's already in MLA format for you. So no need to fret over what comes first. Do I need the author? Do I need the book? It's done. So again, if you're doing a research paper, the tool Citations is super helpful. Okay, what about if your teacher tells you you need a 400-word essay? I don't want to count 400 words. So what you do is you select the selection that you are trying to count, and you go back to tools and you do a word count. Bam, 40 words. Awesome. Only 360 to go. Wait, there's one last thing I want to show you today. Maybe you're editing a paper for a fellow student, or maybe your teacher had some edits. So I'm editing this paper and I feel like the author can elaborate on this more. So I'm going to highlight the sentence that I'm talking about. I'm going to hit this little button up here, comment. I feel like you could add more details. Awesome. And then you can tag the person in it. So maybe this is a special project and you're working with more than one person. So I'm going to hit the @ sign. And the moment I hit the @ sign, a bunch of people's names are going to pop up. So I'm going to tag myself in it. All right. So now it's been assigned to me. So I'm going to comment back. I'm going to reply, and then I'm going to change that. The comments serve as a reminder. So once I have taken the suggestion or I fixed the problem that the comment shows, I click this little check mark, and that's me. That means I've done it. Please, please, please don't just click the check marks if your teacher has left you comments. Read them and see what they left you comments on. If you disagree with it, you can totally mark, hey, not applicable, or could you explain more, anything like that. But if you just click through them, you're not actually taking the input that is being given to you. The last thing I want to show you today is how to share your work with somebody. Let's say your teacher says, hey, can you send me that document? I'd like to leave some comments on it. Or maybe you're working with a peer partner and you need to send them your work. You click this share button. So that's only private to me. When I go down here, this means whoever I'm sharing the paper with can view it. Maybe you want to allow them to make comments, so you change it to a commenter. Maybe you want them to edit it, so this means that they can make changes. So you make it an editor link. But if somebody says, I can't see your paper or I can't leave comments, click the share button and this is where you can change your link. You don't need to resend the link. Once you change this, it'll change the link automatically. I hope this tutorial helps and I hope your mind is not blown. Have a wonderful rest of your week and see you next week.